Hello and welcome back to the Wrexham Way. Hope you're all doing well and looking forward to today's episode as we find out our fate for next season. Will we finish in the top 7/top 6 for European football? Will we finish 7th and actually not get European football? Or will we just finish outside the top 7 altogether and bottle European football? We're here with 3 games to go. If we miss out on it now, I think it might be classed as a bottle job. And given that we bottled the FA Cup and the League Cup, I really hope we don't mess this one up. But after yesterday's episode with the 1-1 draw, or the 0-0 draw to Southampton, and the 3-0 loss to Leicester, things aren't looking in our favour, are they? Things are looking pretty weak. Obviously, no games played since yesterday, so today we've just got the 3 games against West Ham in 13th, Leeds in 17th, and already relegated Sheffield United. On paper, these should be good wins. On paper. Now, currently, as you can see, we are in 7th place right now on 54 points. With 9 points available, 63 is the maximum we could get. So we could finish as high as 5th if Arsenal have 3 horrific games. It's likely that won't happen. The highest we could probably finish is 6th. The lowest we could probably finish is actually still 13th place, to be fair. Just the swinging points here is massive. Now, Chelsea, Brighton, Man City, Man United and Arsenal are all confirmed in European competitions for next season. Brighton have already won the League Cup, obviously, so they get at least Conference League, but looks like they are going to get Champions League football, which is pretty exciting. Arsenal are currently in the FA Cup final, and I am praying that they win that. The FA Cup final is being held between Arsenal and West Brom. Of course, West Brom of the Championship beat us in the quarterfinals. They beat Everton in the semi-final, so not quite as embarrassing for us to have lost to West Brom. But West Brom in the Championship are in the FA Cup final. And only 2 seasons ago, Cardiff won the FA Cup whilst they were in the Championships. And I believe, did they beat Man City or Arsenal? Man City in the final. Okay, so it's not impossible. It's not an easy job for Arsenal to win that. I'm praying that they do, because if Arsenal do win that, it means that 7th place in the Premier League gets European football, and that would massively help us. But watch West Brom bite us in the arse or something like that. I don't want to think about it. Today, we're going to take on West Ham United first. We're jumping straight into things, and we need a win. And hopefully, this is the team that will do it, although it's a team that didn't play particularly well against Leicester. Pineda in goal with Suntesic, Felipe, Saliba and Neto in the back line. Lavia, Patrick and Batsner in the middle with Hobson, Rankin and Pereira leading the line. I'm submitting the team. I've clicked yes. I've clicked go to match. We need a win. This has to be a win. So with kickoff upon us, we'll look out for the other fixtures for teams around us. So Liverpool, for example, are playing Aston Villa. Everton, I'm not quite sure they're playing, but they're right behind us as well. I guess with only, 3 games to go this season, we can't focus too much on what other teams are doing. We just have to focus on ourselves, and that's the only thing we can do. As Pereira has been put through and gets the opening goal of the game. Lovely. Okay, fantastic. 17th of the season for Pedro Pereira. Really decent season for him. If he can get to 20 for the season, that would be even better. Although last season, Sione got 21 in the season, didn't he, in all competitions, and he bottled things this year. I'm not quite sure what to do with him for next season. We'll talk about transfer window plans and next season after we know our fate for next season. But that is a fantastic start to the game for us. It puts us up to 57 points. Everton are playing Brighton, so hopefully Brighton win that one and Brighton can go on to maybe even win a title. They're not that far off winning the Premier League title. If they get it, it would be amazing, as Hobson can't quite get on the end of that defensive back pass there from West Ham United. But they are building as they look to bring the ball forward down this left-hand side of the pitch, as they've been put through, and Luis Felipe is probably given away a penalty there. I think it probably is deserving of a penalty. The ball was still running as their striker was stumbling, so I think that probably does count as a penalty. Hopefully Pineda can do us a favour and save this one. But I'm not going to hold my breath too much, as up steps Keane, I believe it is, taking the penalty. Let's have a quick look at this. Ivan Toney, steps up. Pineda saves it. Toney collects the ball, plays it backwards. Please, 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 please. Let's get the ball cleared. You love to see it. That was huge. That was huge. If we come back at the end of today's episode and we know that this win against West Ham United, should we win the game, was enough to get us European football, that penalty save is everything. They do have quite a good team, actually, West Ham. Ivan Toney, Moise Kean is playing for them as well. They've got Issa Diop in the back. They've got Gedson Fernandez. They've got Demariel, I can't say his name properly. They have got quite a good team, West Ham United, to be fair. And, of course, they won the Premier League a couple of seasons ago. To say they're now in 13th place in the table is pretty poor. And losing to us is also pretty poor. Drawing to us is probably not quite so poor, though, is it? I shouldn't have said that, should I? Oh, dear. And now they've got a corner. Oh, dear me. Oh. Well, as things stand right now, we drop behind Newcastle United. They're winning their game. So as it stands right now, we're dropping behind Newcastle. We need Pereira to put this in the back of a net, and he has done. Now, suspicion of offside there. It looked pretty close to me, but the referee's running away. I think we've timed that perfectly. Back to level pegging. Okay, Pereira with the second goal here today. Let's just see how close this was. I think he was being played onside by, yes, number 26, Gossens was being played onside. Gossens is a very good player as well, to be fair, if it's the Gossens that I'm thinking of. Pereira with a good goal then. You love to see it. We'll take that. And as we approach half-time, this first half has been pretty exciting. Okay, so, dressing room. I'm gonna thrash around and say not good enough, because we did concede 2 goals. I want to check the table right now because Newcastle were winning. They're now pegged back by Crystal Palace, so they drop back down to 9th. Everton are in 8th right now. They're drawing with Brighton still. Come on, Brighton. I want them to win. Chelsea at the top of the table, by the way, are currently drawing with Tottenham, so a win for Brighton would be huge for them right now. But we're focusing on us. Liverpool are not playing. Oh, they are playing 0-0. Loads of draws at the moment. I mean, draws all over is fairly helpful for us. If everyone draws, it's not too bad. But if everyone draws and we don't win, that's a missed opportunity, isn't it? So second half underway. Saliba cleared it up to Pereira, who can't win it. And it goes out wide to Gossens, who plays it into Keane. Keane back to Gossens. Over the top to Flavio. Flavio in the area now. Turns, has the opportunity to get outside. Brought down by Suntetic, who's going to get himself red carded now because of this. Oh my goodness. Backs against the wall here. Backs against the wall. Okay, well, Laurie Hobson is on a 6.3, not playing very well. So we bring Spadina on. We have to go for a bit of a diamond, I think. We have to go for a bit of a diamond. Can anyone sort of play in the attacking midfield? Daniel Patrick can do. Okay, and that means we'd probably have to then bring on Ostergaard in the middle. Swap those two over. Ostergaard's got a right foot, hasn't he? Yeah, weak left foot. So that's right, swapping those guys over. We'll have to focus play through the middle. Bring the tempo down a little bit. We're going to have to drop to positive. I don't want to go to balanced. I think that's a little bit too negative. Let's drop to balance, but let's try and protect what we have here right now. Try and protect what we have here right now. I'll be honest, I don't think we're going to be able to do it. I don't think we're going to be able to do it. We've seen in the past we capitulate when we go down to 10 men. Even when we only have one striker, we strengthen ourselves defensively, we still capitulate. So I don't really hold out much hope here. Although Daniel Patrick wins the ball down to Pereira, who scored. Now this one's going to go to VAR as well. Will it count? I think it should. Goal awarded. Okay, all of a sudden down to 10 men, but Pereira's got a hat-trick here today. And this is huge for us. He wins the ball beautifully in the air. And then, yeah, he's well onside. Okay. Okay. 3-2. Now do we drop to balanced? I've done it. But I don't know how risky that is with 35 minutes still to play. The thing is, I don't want to go too negative and too defensive too early. Otherwise, it just invites so much pressure on us. And they could have 20 shots. And one of them is going to go in the back of the net, couldn't it? Easily. So let's just try and be careful here as Pereira can't quite capitalise on that poor pass there. He did get a touch, but then sent it into the path of the defender. Ball across to Keane is good, and it's a very good goal for West Ham. Very good goal for West Ham. We go back up to positive then. We need to try and get something out of this. I mean, a point is something. A point is definitely something, but I'd rather it be 3. I'd much rather it be 3 points right now as the clock continues to tick by. 8 shots to 14 shots, and it's not really changing in our favour too much as West Ham have a chance to come out from the back. If we lose this game, oh, it's going to be so agonising for us. And Suntetic has really let us down here today. Of course, he'll mix the next game against Sheffield United, which we need to win. And if West Ham score right now, it's going to really, really, really ruin us a little bit. As they come forward, Vlasic down the left-hand side of the pitch, finds the ball into the middle. Luis Felipe clears it. Saliba clears it only as far as Gedson, who brings it forwards now, looking for a cross into the middle, over the bar. Okay. Again, I'm going to make some changes. Levia's looking very tired. We'll swap him with Ostergaard, and then we'll bring Bernal onto the pitch. Is that a good option? I think so. Maybe bring you down to a supportive role. Maybe Patrick just becomes a playmaker instead. Just try and get something. Spadina, you can come to support. I forgot to change that role earlier on. God, I might just do that just to try and create something. And then with like 5 minutes to go, maybe we go a little bit more attacking later on. With like 5 minutes to go. Oh, it's so... I don't know what to do. I hate this. Okay, 12 minutes to go in this game. 12 minutes to go. Daniel Patrick finds a ball through to Nick, who's through. Nick is through. Goes to chip the... What a finish. What a goal. Has Nick Batsner just won us this game? How on earth has he chipped the keeper from that far out with the keeper that close to the goal? This is potentially goal of the season. Look at this run. When he goes to chip the keeper from outside the area, I'm thinking, no way. That is absolutely inch perfect, wonderful stuff. Nick Batsner, you're my hero. I'm dropping to balanced, but it didn't work very well on balanced, did it? Let's maybe stick it positive, just so we can keep that energy going forward. But that's a huge goal for us, particularly now that Liverpool are losing to Villa 1-0. Liverpool are losing. We're back on level points with them if we don't concede right now. Oh, this game. This game. I mean, I guess we can't do much about the set piece, can we? Everton, where are they right now? Drawing with a missed penalty for Brighton as well. That basically means, in fact, Chelsea are going to win the title, aren't they? They're 1-0 up against Tottenham. If Brighton can't get a goal, Chelsea have pretty much won the title. Not mathematically, but pretty much won it, especially with the goal difference they've got too. Newcastle are drawing. Southampton are losing to... No, who are Southampton playing? They're drawing with Man City. Man City, please beat them. We've been so lucky here today to not lose this, I think. Given the circumstances, a save penalty, a player sent off in the first half or just at the start of the second half. Obviously, 4-4 is not ideal, but we'll have to take it. So, Synthetic banned for a match, that's absolutely fine. Chelsea put themselves a Champions League ticket because they're guaranteed top 4. Anyone injured that game? I don't think so. Okay. We rest and we reset to go against bottom of the table, already relegated Sheffield United. Watch this be like a 5-0 loss. More offers being made for Paul Dillon. It's looking increasingly likely that he will leave the club at the end of the season. Not that I want him to leave the club. I think he's a really good player. But he wants to leave. He's the one who's requested to leave. He's the one who doesn't want to be at the club anymore. So I don't want to keep a player at the club who's like that. He's valued at 13 million. These bids are not near 13 million. What I might do... transfer offer to clubs. I might just try and offer him out for... How much we buy him for? 500k from Shamrock Rovers, right? I might try and, if I can get back on the transfer offer to clubs, set it at 15 million and see if clubs bid that. And, well, clubs aren't bidding that, sadly. Let's just keep dropping it down, but we can get more than 10 million. I know we can get more than 10 million. Transfer offer to clubs. Let's go 12.5. Just under his value. Also, he's crossed that he can't go to Parma, but then withdraws his transfer request as clubs bid 12.5 million. Lille bidding 12.5. I think we'll accept that from Lille, you know. I think we'll accept it, and offer an ultimatum to all... Rotherham, again, with big bids. They love buying our players for lots of money. I don't think it's really worked out for them, if I'm honest with you, because they are currently 20th in the Championship. Transfer history. Who did they buy off us? Not this season, maybe the season before last. They bought Nelson Lorca and Adam Thomas-Parry for £13.5 million. It's not really worked out for them. Adam Thomas-Parry is still there at their club, playing relatively well in the Championship for them across both seasons. What about Nelson Lorca? Still at Rotherham, playing frequently and actually fairly well for them. So they're the two bright sparks in their team. Anyway, Dylan wants to discuss his future. No, you're leaving the club now. You asked to leave. I said you can. There's no chance I'm turning it around now. Anyway, I said yes to Lille and you were cross about not being able to go to Parma. So, you know, you can't be cross to me for accepting bids. Also, Davidovic, he keeps rejecting loan offers from the MLS. He's not going to play that much for us next season, I wouldn't have thought, but I like his potential, so I want him to develop. But he's now rejected loan bids from LA Galaxy and San Jose Earthquakes. Also, interestingly, Arsenal go second in the Premier League table. They might be the ones to stop Chelsea winning it, you know, as they are only 5 points behind Chelsea, but Chelsea have to lose both their games, obviously. I'd rather Brighton win it, but their goal difference is way beyond, or way behind, I should say, so I don't think Brighton will win it. I really don't understand how we played brilliantly for 3 games against Everton, Chelsea, and was it Man City or Arsenal? Arsenal, wasn't it, I think? Played brilliantly in those 3 games. For just those 3 games. Before that, terrible. After that, terrible. I don't really understand what's happened. But, you know, we have to go with it, don't we? Hopefully today we actually managed to get goals past Sheffield United. Only 18 points this season. Minus 55 goal difference. I mean, come on. Surely we should be getting it as Suntetic and Neto both suspended. Suntetic for his red card. Neto on the yellow card infringement. So Bernal's actually played a lot more recently, and he probably might end up being our backup right back next season. So we'll play him at right back. We'll bring Spadina on, which means that we'll bring, I don't know, Sandri and maybe Cambuala onto the bench for this one. The rest of the team can stay as they are. Submit. Okay, kickoff is upon us once again. Liverpool are taking on Leicester. Everton are taking on Newcastle. That's big. Southampton taking on Tottenham. Hopefully Tottenham do us a favour. Hopefully Southampton, Newcastle draw. Leicester are playing Liverpool. Of course, they're quite close together, aren't they? So hopefully they draw as well and we win. Draws are the order of the day, basically, apart from us. And we need to win as Pereira gets the opening goal of the game. I thought it was going over. His 20th of the season. Fantastic stuff for him. But we saw this last game. He gets a couple goals and we still end up drawing. Interestingly, though, Leicester are 1-0 up against Liverpool. So as it stands right now, we are a point ahead of Liverpool heading into 6th place. Batsner with a corner kick into Saliba over the bar. If that was 2-0, that would have been lovely. Also, Newcastle 2-0 up against Everton, which is good for us because it stopped Everton catching up to us quite so much. Of course, Daniel Patrick has somehow just missed an open goal. And Southampton are beating Tottenham as well. We need Tottenham to get a result against Southampton, ideally, for us. And they are now drawing with them, which is good. Okay, so as it stands at half-time, things are looking pretty good for us right now. We just need to keep this going for another 45 minutes. Also, Chelsea 2-0 up against Fulham right now. Looks like they're going to clinch the Premier League title today. So poor Brighton and Arsenal can't win that title. Sheffield United looking to come forward. Down the right-hand side of the pitch. 25 minutes to go in this game. Oh, Luis Felipe can't get the challenge in. And it's a goal for Sheffield, who are already relegated, by the way. Only 18 points this season. We've got to go for it. We've got to go for it. So I'm pushing players onto attack. Who's not played well today? Laurie Hobson being one of them. Carlos Andre Onyu come to be... He's more inverted, I think. Is he a winger? He is no, a winger. Actually, he can play with both feet, but is a winger. So we'll leave him as a winger. Who else could come on to change the game around a little bit? I don't know. Not many. Spadina's played quite poorly. No left back to swap with him. We'll have to deal with it, won't we? I'm going to shout, demands more. A draw right now drops us to 8th place in the table. This was not the way it was meant to go. Demands more. Very attacking. At this stage, we need another striker on the pitch. 2 advance forwards. We're on very attacking already. We need some sort of magic out of this, and it's a free kick. Batsner in the middle, Sione's there, hits the post. Of course he bloody does. He cannot score this season. It's so annoying. And are we about to throw away a top 7 place with a game to go? It looks like it right now. Throw the water bottle. I'm not happy. So we literally have to beat Leeds. We have to beat Leeds in 17th place. We have to win it. The only saving grace here is that Newcastle are away to Man United. Liverpool are away to West Ham. That's the only sort of faith I've got right now. That I'm just hoping they lose. I just hope on the last day of the season they're worse than us. Our form at the end of this season has been absolutely abysmal. So abysmal. I mean, other than that, I mentioned it, didn't I? These 3 wins here. Actually, we're quite good against Cardiff and Crystal Palace, but March down to now, only 5 wins in the league. We've ended up losing 1, 2, 3, and we've drawn 4. So that's 7. We've not been brilliant. Also, January was really poor for us in the league as well. We had a really poor November. I can't believe we're here. Like, this feels like we shouldn't be here. Also, really frustratingly, Paul Dillon says no to Lille. After he was demanding to leave the club. I'm selling him for the principle now. I'm selling him for the principle of just trying to sell him. And now Rotherham are meeting at 11.5 million. Okay, well, Rotherham, if you want to give us more money for the sake of giving us money, you can give it to us. Well, here it comes. The 25th of May. We need to win. Liverpool can draw if they want to. They can both draw if we win. They can both draw if we win. But ideally, we just need one of them to lose and us to win. All we need. Now, Suntesic is back. He can play this game, can't he? And also, we can get back onto the pitch. Neto's still suspended. Okay, he got 2-game bans for 10 yellow cards this season. So Bernard will stay. The rest of the team can stay. Submit team. Progress to the match. Oh, I hate this. So, kickoff is upon us here today against Leeds United. Man United, please do us a favour. West Ham, please do us a favour. I mean, if they both draw, Newcastle and Liverpool, and we win like 4-0, I think we go 6th in the table. Obviously, if they both lose and we win, we go 6th in the table. All we need is just one of them. Just one of them to lose. And in fact, if... Now, I think there's offside in there, if I'm honest with you. I think there's offside. I think Pereira was in an offside position there, so let's not get too excited about this. Checking VAR. Goal has probably been disallowed, I think, on that one. Awarded! Okay, we can get excited now. How close was this, by the way? Because who was playing him? I don't know who was playing him onside, if I'm honest with you. And this is going to be so tight. I want to see the replay on this. And the replay is... Oh, it's this guy here playing... Verba's playing him onside. And to be fair... It's using the wrong foot by the looks of things there on Pereira, but let's not get too upset about it. We are 1-0 up in this game. Pereira's 21st of the season, a highlight straight from kickoff is never a nice scenario to have. Hopefully, we poach the ball and score a goal. That's hopefully what we're going to be seeing today as Verba plays it inside. Bernal wins it back. Rankin back to Bernal, and Bernal can hoof it up to no one in the end, unfortunately. As we just don't do anything with the ball. Okay, you hate to see it. Fair enough, we lose possession. Leeds then lose it to us, and then we give it back to Leeds again immediately. Okay, can someone just settle on the ball here so I know exactly what's going to happen with this highlight, please? It's been fairly long too, which makes me think goal. And I'm feeling like it's going to be towards Leeds United right now as they bring the ball over the halfway line. How has Millen been allowed to run this far? I don't know. As he still holds on to possession, plays it back into Max Aarons as he brings it forward to Millen again. Mendy to Brenner. Brenner to Luca. Luca shoots. Pineda saves, but the rebound in the back of the net. Okay, so immediately pegged back to 1-1 then. Frustrating, and kind of feels like the story of our season. Rankin's just picked up a knock, by the way. Saliba has just put that one in the back of the net from the corner. I don't want to get too excited about anything because I think we're going to bottle it. I think we're going to bottle it. We might take Rankin off in a minute, and actually Bernal's now got a complete knock and has to come off. So Paul Dillon, on you come. Let's play it safe and bring Rankin off too. So Luciao becomes an inverted winger on attack. Let's try that out then. So 2 subs forced early on in this game due to injuries. And all of a sudden Leeds are through. Good challenge from Saliba. Pineda out to Suntesic. If we can get a 2-goal lead over Leeds, I'd feel a lot more comfortable and confident going forward into this. But of course, it's not in our hands. It's in the hands of Man United and Newcastle, and in the hands of Liverpool and West Ham United. It's in their hands. It's not in our hands. What we do here today, win, is exactly what we need to do, but even winning might not be enough if, of course, Newcastle and Liverpool both win their games. Now, Pereira's been put through, and Pereira can finish it off for his 22nd of the season. That's a 2-goal lead now over Leeds, which is perfect. You know, it's great. Puts us in a great position. Gives me some confidence that we're going to win this game, but I'm not going to... I don't want to get too excited until I see Man United 5-0 up against Newcastle. Now, I'm not going to get too excited until then, which is a big shame, as Brenner puts the ball into the middle. Pineda saves that one off his line. Brilliant. And as we approach half time, it's still 0-0 in the other games that matter to us. We're doing our job, but Man United and West Ham are doing their job. West Ham are doing their job. They're 1-0 up against Liverpool. Okay, now I'm starting to feel excited because that pushes into 6th place in the Premier League table. I can't remember if that's Europa League or Europa Conference League. I think it probably depends on who wins the FA Cup, actually, potentially. But 6th place would absolutely guarantee us European football. Of course, if we come 7th, there's no guarantee of European football because West Brom could still win the FA Cup and take that Europa League spot, which would be rather frustrating for us, but great for West Brom. Hopefully, though, oh my goodness, Suntetic finds a ball to Pereira. Pereira looking for a hat-trick today. Gets himself his hat-trick. He scored 6 goals in today's episode. That's monumental from him. At least he is putting the work in. This one's going to VAR. Please tell me it's not a goal awarded. Lovely. I didn't think it was offside. So Pereira's got 2 hat-tricks today. We're 4-1 up against Leeds United. We've done our job. Okay, well, Leeds coming back at us then. Max Aaron's on the ball, puts this one into the middle, cleared by Saliba, only as far as Canate. Canate into... This Leeds team's actually really solid, by the way. I'm not quite sure how they are so bad when they've got some really quality players. That's a good goal from Jack Harrison. Okay, yeah, fair enough. I won't praise them again. Don't be too good, Leeds. But it keeps us in our position of 6th place right now. That's the main thing for us, as Luciao puts the ball on target over the bar. I mean, how he's put that over the bar, I don't know, to be fair. I really don't know. But West Ham are still beating Liverpool. United and Newcastle still drawing. 15 minutes to go in this game. We might make another change in the moment just to try and, you know, keep things fresh enough for us in attack, maybe, as Hobson puts the ball in towards Pereira, who looks for his 4th of the game. Isn't going to get it like that, sadly. Right, tactics. Who's not playing well, looking tired? Lavia is one of them. So Ostergaard, on you come in that CDM spot, please. Dylan back to Saliba. Saliba across to Luis Felipe. Felipe into Lavia, into Batsner. And Batsner now can bring it down the right-hand side of the pitch. Looks to put a ball to the far post to Hobson, who heads it back across to the hands of Meslier. What's this highlight for? Please just be the substitutes and tactical tweaks that I'm trying to make. Don't actually score a goal here, please, Leeds. Otherwise, I mean, imagine if they come back and make it 4-4 now. Imagine if they come back and make it 4-4. That would be, honestly, the worst thing that may have happened to us. Don't ruin us like this, please, McGowan. Please don't ruin us like this. 15 minutes. 15 minutes to go. Encourage the team. That's actually done bad for their mentality. They've all looked sad now. Oh, God. West Ham are 2-0 up against Liverpool. As long as we just keep winning, we're fine. Good clearance. Please, Suntesic. Get it out from the back. Please. Don't mess this up, boys. Do not mess this up. We are moments... Please. Please. No. No. I don't know what the final result for Newcastle. So we've missed out on European football this season, or for next season, because of a 93rd minute goal for Brenner and a 90th minute goal for West Ham United from a guy I can't pronounce. In 2 4-4 draws, just one extra point. One extra point is all we needed. One extra point from our last 7 games. If we just got one win in our last 7, this is so so tough to take. Oh, and now we get the end of season review to look at as well. Thanks a lot. Let's just review. Well, let's review how good this season was, because if you told me at the start of the season you'll come 8th place, I'd have loved it. The transfers that we made this season were really good, actually, I think. Saliba being the best in terms of average ratings. Nick was great in the centre midfield too. Patrick, after January, was really solid too. Rankin turned out to be a lot better than expected. He's the leading man on the right-hand side of the pitch for me, a long, long way in front. Greco, at the very end of a transfer window in January, turned out to be quite an important signing, actually. Pereira, 23 goals. I mean, he played well today, didn't he, with all his goals that he scored. Lavier's come and done very, very well for himself. Pineda in goal. Not sure I'm fully convinced. I think maybe he needs to be replaced next season. Neto, not been fully convinced by him, if I'm honest with you. Laurie Hobson's done a good job in a difficult situation. Carlos Andre has been a waste of money, and we haven't actually used a keeper at all, have we, to be fair? So that's that. I don't want to look at that. Or any of these. Look at just the absolute bottles we had. We bottled everything. I really hope that West Brom win the FA Cups and Newcastle don't get European football. Just so I feel better about not coming 7th place, basically. You can maybe see the problem areas of left wing. I mean, Kevin Bell has got player of the season on left wing when he wasn't even here for most of it. 13 games he played. Oh, it's not great. Suntesic and Neto, both with poor average ratings. Maybe we need to improve that area a little bit. And goalkeeper, potentially. I've been very pleased with Saliba and Greco and Diaz, to be fair. Felipe, sorry. I keep saying Diaz. It's Felipe, isn't it, centre-back? But one of those things. Rankin was really good at signing for 25 million. Of course, great goals out of Pereira too. Really pleased with him. It is, of course, our highest ever finish, though. Highest ever finish in the Premier League. 7 points. Look at this. 7 points better off than last season, but from 14th to 8th. Let's just double check, because this season, 57 points was enough to get you 7th place. Last season, it had to be 64. The season before that, 63, 62, 56 a long time ago, 62, 58, 56. So, to be fair, you know, we've been pretty lucky that it's been so low this season, particularly for 6th place, right? 6th place is usually an awful lot higher. Never below, or twice below 60 points, but they were, you know, in the early days. It's been a low season needed points-wise for European football, and we've not capitalised on it. Club vision for next season is still avoid relegation. That's fine by me, but then become an established Premier League team after that. That seems fine by me, so we'll accept that current vision. End of season team meeting. Let's discuss the plans for next season, shall we? What do we say? Mid-table? They seem pleased with that. Okay, that's quite good. We'll discuss promises next season. Thanks very much, everyone. So we should get the budgets coming through any moment now, I believe. That's usually how it's done. I'd like to know the money we've got to... And here it is. Here it is. Okay, so Daniel Patrick gets an assist bonus for all the assists he's got. Great. We've been hit with a tax bill of 16 million for making £74 million in profit. Commercial summary looks to be going up in terms of sponsorship stuff. We'll look in a second. But the budget. The budget. I'd like it to be a good 50 million. And it's 70 million. Oh. We can do something with 70 million, you know. So obviously, naturally, I have already decided the sort of players we need to be looking for next season. And within the first team, for me, we really need to improve the goalkeeper probably. And I'd say left wing too. I would say left wing too. I've been a little bit disappointed with the players that we've got. but they were emergency players, really. Carlos Andre is one for the future. He's kind of been thrust into this in the wrong sort of way, I would say. For me, a backup centre-back would be really good. Camboila's contract comes to its end at this season. I'm not going to renew it, so a new backup centre-back would be really handy. We could also do with 2 new centre mids coming in as well, I think. But I think I might swap these roles around a bit next season. I think maybe a playmaker, like a deep line playmaker, might be a little better. Maybe we change Lavia's role around a little bit. I don't think we've nailed the centre mids properly, if I'm honest with you. I like the centre mid on attack. That's worked really well. But I think we can maybe do something else with the rest of them. But 2 new players coming in, first teamers or backups, I'm not too sure just yet, but we'll see what we can get. And I'd also like another striker coming in, because I've just been let down by Sione. And all of these players, for me, I'm not quite sure are going to stay at the club. Now, probably the keeper will do, because he's only just signed for us. He might be a third choice keeper, for example. Ewan will come back and fight for that spot on left wing. Dylan's going to leave the club. Camboila's going to leave the club. I think players like Carlos Andre and Davidovic need to go out on loan. I'm going to try and get them on loan moves next season, which means that Sandri, Dylan, Camboila, Sione and Salom, for me, can all go. But I don't know how I feel about Sione. He's had a poor season this year, but fundamentally a good striker. And we know he's a good striker. He got 19 in the league last season, 21 in all competitions. We know he can score goals. We just need to get him back to scoring goals. So definitely some work to do. But for me, obviously, when we talk about strikers, the starting striker has to be Pedro Pereira next season. 19 goals in the league, 23 in all competitions. Like, he was superb. The FA Cup finals on the 1st of June as well. Let's just, you know, maybe try and get through that very, very quickly. Also, 4 players called up to the World Cup team as well. Suntesic, Ostergaard, Dylan and Pineda all called up to their respective countries. Congratulations. Also, Dylan is now set to sign for Rotherham, so he's leaving the club for £11.5 million. We're going to get £9 million of that to add to the transfer budget. We've basically got 71 anyway, so £80 million now, call that, in transfer budget. We've got to spend it. We've got to spend it. If we want European football next season and to not bottle things, we need to spend it. But the FA Cup final is here. Please, 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 West Brom win it. Please, West Brom. Please, West Brom. Please, West Brom. Please, West Brom win it. They lose it. Okay. It was a big ask. It was a big ask. So, not quite the results we needed or wanted today. I can't believe the 93rd minute goal. We were I've just realised we're literally seconds away from winning it and getting European football. Until next season, have a good one. I'll see you soon when I get over crying. Have a good one. Goodbye.